Has real artificial general intelligence, actual AGI, finally shown up?
Well, that's the question everyone's asking, isn't it? And I gotta say, it's exciting, a little scary even.
No kidding. I mean, thinking machines, learning machines,
Hmm.
maybe even machines that can outthink us eventually. That's some next level stuff. And this article we're diving into today, it goes deep on that, doesn't it?
Oh, it really does. And one of the first things it tackles is, what do we even mean by AGI anymore? It's become such a loaded term, right? This article says, forget the definitions for a second. Let's look at what these new AIs can actually do. And trust me, they're already doing things that seemed impossible a few years ago.
Okay, so what makes these AIs different?
Well, these new models, they're not limited to one tiny task or one area. This isn't just AI that's great at, I don't know, writing poetry or playing Go. They can process info on almost any topic. Seriously.
Hold up, like where the AI switches between tasks that would take humans, like a dozen specialists.
Yeah.
Except this is real.
It really is. And things are moving fast. One of the most mind-blowing things is how these AIs learn from very little data. I'm talking figuring out what you want from a single prompt. A couple of examples.
No more needing like a zillion cat pictures just to get it to recognize a cat.
Totally different ballgame. And this is where the comparison to that old ENIAC computer comes in, the one that took up a whole room.
I mean, wow. It really does feel like a turning point, right? Like something huge just happened in AI.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what's got everyone asking, is this it? Is this actually AGI? Or are we, getting ahead of ourselves? The article actually spends a bunch of time on why some experts are like, hold on, not so fast, about calling it true AGI.
See, that's what I don't get. On the surface, it seems like these AIs can do it all. So what are the arguments against calling it AGI?
Well, a big one is how we even measure intelligence.
Right.
We can test these things. AI can pass a law exam, no problem. But does that mean it understands the law, like human lawyer? Or is it just really, really good at spotting patterns in data? We don't actually know the
It's
outcome.
like a parrot can repeat phrases, but that doesn't mean it gets what it's saying.
Perfect analogy. And it ties into another reason some people are skeptical. You've got researchers who've spent their whole careers on very specific theories about intelligence. This new stuff, these language models, kind of throws a wrench in their work, challenges their whole worldview.
I bet. Hard to let go of something you've dedicated your life to, even if there's new evidence pointing in a different direction.
Totally. Plus, there's the whole humans are special thing, the idea that our intelligence is what makes us unique. Accepting that machines could do the same, maybe even do it better. That's a tough pill to swallow for a lot of folks.
Like that classic sci-fi trope. Robots become self-aware, and suddenly, we're not the smartest ones in the room anymore, except this time, it's not just a movie.
Exactly. And that leads us to what might be the most relatable reason for being skeptical, especially for, anyone listening out there. What about our JOBS? If AI can do anything we can do, only faster, better, what happens to us? It's a real concern, and the article doesn't shy away from that.
Yeah, I think we all feel that a little, that fear of being replaced. But this article, it's not about getting stuck in that fear, right?
Yeah.
It seems like it's pushing for a different kind of conversation.
Exactly. It's saying instead of arguing about if it's really AGI or not, let's focus on the impact it's already having and the impact it's going to have, because that's the bigger issue.
So it's like less about whether this AI is really thinking like us, more about what happens when machines can do things we thought only humans could do. That's the big question. Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's where it gets really interesting, because this tech isn't just about, making our lives easier. This has the potential to change how we see work, wealth, even what it means to be human.
Okay, now you're just messing with me. Tell me more about this. Like, how does that actually play out?
Well, the article uses this phrase, kind of thought-provoking, capable intelligence. And they're not talking about AI writing you a decent email. This is about AI that can straight up make money.
Okay, now that got my attention. AI earning a paycheck. How does that even work?
Imagine this. AI scans Amazon, finds trending products,
Right.
but then it designs a similar product, finds a manufacturer, gets a deal, does the marketing, lists it, handles sales, customer service, the whole 9 yards. And it's learning the whole time, getting better. That's capable intelligence.
Whoa, hold on. That's what, every entrepreneur is trying to do right now, right? Except they're juggling apps and freelancers and all that.
Exactly. And these AIs, they can already do all those things, often better and faster than us. So imagine them doing it all at once, seamlessly.
Okay, that's both amazing and kind of terrifying. What happens to us in that world? We all out of a job.
Well, that's the million-dollar question. And the article doesn't pretend to have all the answers, but it gives us a way to think about the future of AGI, And I think it's hopeful, actually.
Okay, so what's the roadmap? What are the big things to keep in mind as this tech keeps developing?
They lay out 4 questions, and honestly, these are questions everyone should be asking right now. First, who benefits from this? Is it going to be equal, or does it just make the rich richer?
Yeah, that's huge, especially with everything going on with inequality these days.
For sure. And that leads right into the second question. Who might be harmed by this tech? Are some jobs, industries, even whole communities going to get left behind?
Yeah, can't ignore that. But what about solutions? Does the article offer anything there?
It does. And this is where I find some hope. Third question. How do we maximize the good stuff while minimizing the risks?
So not about rejecting AGI, but figuring out how to use it for good.
Exactly. It's a tool, just a really powerful one. And like any tool, it matters how we use it. Which brings us to the final question, maybe the most important. How do we do all this fairly?
Man, that's the big one. And there's no easy answer, but just asking these questions, getting us to think ethically about AGI, that's a start, right?
100%. Because this isn't just for scientists and politicians. This is everyone's problem, everyone's future.
Such a good point to end on, because the future of AGI, it's not set in stone. It's being written right TN now W. And it's up to all of us to decide what we want that future to be. So to everyone listening, what role will you play in shaping the future of AGI?